What's up, MMA fans? It's Tudor Leonte from Sherdog here, and today I'm with Professional Fighters League 2019 champion and now 2021 finalist, Ray Cooper III. Hello, Ray, and welcome back on Sherdog. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for your time as always, sir. Listen, in your latest cage appearance, you overwhelmed Rory McDonald with your wrestling in the semifinals. My first question here is that, was that your strategy since the beginning?
No, but if it came down to the wrestling, he didn't want to engage in the stand up. It surprised me right off the bat when he went for a takedown. I think it was like 10 seconds into the round. That surprised me because I thought he was gonna stand and trade a little bit more, but I knew that he was gonna try to wrestle at some point, so I was ready for it.
Were you expecting more resistance from your opponent in the wrestling exchanges?
No, I knew that I was gonna be. Not many people know about my wrestling and my ground game, so but I know that I'm pretty well versed on the ground, and yeah, I know I was gonna be heavy on top, and he wasn't gonna be able to get me off of him, and yeah, I wasn't surprised at all in the wrestling aspect because I know how I wrestle, and I know the pressure I can put on somebody.
It appeared that you stunned McDonald with your punches in the second round during a boxing exchange. Do you think that you should have insisted with those shots and perhaps, finish him?
Um, yeah, but again, it came down to the clinching aspect of MMA, and this is MMA, so if we're gonna engage in wrestling, I'm gonna engage in wrestling to the fullest extent, and I had a point to prove to everybody that his ground game wasn't on my level, and nobody's one is in the sport, and I think I'm the best in the division. So, yeah.
Considering that you have won this fight, you are now taking on Magomed Magomedkerimov on October the 27th. Before we talk about that fight itself, you said that you had a point in proving that your wrestling was superior to Rory McDonald's one. Was that also, a way to prove that you have improved your wrestling, considering that you are facing a wrestling machine?
Yeah. When it comes down to it, it was just the immaturity part of me. Being a young fighter going into the company, I was young, and sometimes you make mistakes when you have less experience than a lot of fighters, and to have more experience, like Ryan McDonald. I think if I fought him a couple years back, it would have been a different story. I think the fight would have been closer because of my lack of experience against he has tons of fights, and yeah, it's just I've really grown from the first fight in the PFL, and now I feel like I'm reaching a point of maturity that in the cage that I'm beyond comfortable being in there. It's not like when fighters get into the fight, they just see a blind rage, and they're just trying to take the guy's head off without even thinking. So I think now I'm more comfortable, and my wrestling speaks for itself, and I can get it done wherever the fight takes place.
Right before your fight, on the PFL semifinals, it happened the second semifinal where Magomedkerimov won that fight. Did you watch the clash?
I watched a little bit backstage, but there's nothing surprising about his game. There's nothing I haven't seen from him from before. I know how he's gonna fight me. I know how he fights. Period. He just wants to point fight until he can get a takedown, and capitalize on people's mistakes when they when they leave their their limbs off for him to grab it because he's a submission guy. He wants to get into a grappling exchange and try to finish the fight as quickly as he can, because I don't think he's going to be able to withstand the pressure I'm going to put on him, and I think he's going to fade later on in the fight when we fight. So, yeah.
You don't expect a different version of Magomed Kerimov than the one you faced in 2018. Is that right?
Yes, I don't see anything that he's changed. I think he's the same fighter. Yeah, there's nothing that he's gonna bring to me that I haven't seen from him. He's the same guy, and yeah.
But at the same time, how do you believe that you have improved since that first clash with him?
I think I improved more on the mental side of it, just being more mature and not being so out of control in the fight. I feel like I'm more in control of what I'm gonna do and how I can control the fight. And yeah, it's just I'm just gonna control the whole fight from start to finish. There's nothing he can do to me that I haven't seen before. I ain't gonna make no mistakes of giving him opportunities to grab my neck or grab an armbar or anything like that. So I'm just gonna beat him to every single position. I'm gonna tire him out, and he's gonna fade, and I'm gonna end up finishing him.
Right now, are you taking some time to rest? Are you, I don't know, going on vacation somewhere, or are you already back to training?
Taking a little time off during the season. You know, more really time between fights to relax. This is kind of the only kind of a long break, not a long break, about 10 weeks. So yeah, I'm taking a little time off because during the season you got to be on it, because you only be fighting like 6 weeks back to back. So there's no time for your body to rest. And yeah, I'm taking a little bit of time off, but we're gonna be back next week.
In case of victory of the $1 million prize, what will you do with the money?
I don't know. my wife's probably gonna have it all, and yeah, it's just it's a good incentive to just know that you're secure and you're making a lot of money within a shorter period of time. And yeah, it's just take care of my family and get ready for the next season.
Sir, before I let you go, do you have any last message?
No, just thank you guys. Thank you to my sponsors, Hawaii's Finest, and yeah.
Sir, as always, thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll hear again from you in the future.
For sure, you can hear me again. So I'm gonna be the champion.
Thank you very much, sir. Once again, have a nice day. Aloha.
All right. Aloha.